Frank Reed will also have a look at your forecast and a Nutmeg sports update later on, and Donald Eng will join us to take a look back on this date in history. But first, Shelton police are investigating the death of an infant reported early this morning. Monday morning around 2:30, Shelton police received a 911 call reporting that a 4-month-old baby was not breathing. Police and EMS immediately responded to the residence on Division Avenue. The infant was brought to the hospital but was pronounced dead. Police say they are actively investigating this incident and haven't released what may be the cause of death of that baby. In other news, in Trumbull on Friday, the White Plains Road Reservoir Avenue area was closed to traffic after a report of an explosive device on a school bus. Police said about 3 in the afternoon, the department was contacted by the bus company reporting a driver had indicated they needed assistance due to an incident on the bus with students on board. Police met the bus at the intersection of White Plains Road and Reservoir Avenue, and the driver told officers he believed there could be an explosive on the bus. Police evacuated the students and stopped traffic before a state police dog trained in explosives detections searched the bus but did not find any hazardous items. Police said they believed that this was an isolated incident and there was no danger. The investigation continues, and you can look for updates at TrumbullTimes.com. Well, the desperate search for a missing teen who was swept away in the Connecticut River in Haddam is now a recovery mission, according to police. WTNH reports that search parties were out late Sunday night searching for the teen. The 17-year-old is still missing after authorities say he tried to save his 19-year-old sister. On Sunday, multiple agencies converged at Haddam Meadows State Park. Just after 5 p.m., authorities say they got the call. The scene were given a description of the suspected vehicle and were able to stop it as it approached the area. Well, upon stopping that vehicle, the driver, 20-year-old Francesca Texador of Waterbury, was found to have a firearm that had been reported stolen out of New Hampshire. She was charged with criminal use of a firearm, possession of a stolen firearm, as well as first-degree threatening, among several other club in Fairfield early Sunday morning. Hearst Connecticut media reports that about 12:35 a.m., police responded to a burglar alarm at the country club located at 500 Algonquin Road. When officers arrived, they discovered 2 suspects inside the building. The suspects, who fled on, captured a short time later near the golf course on Old Oaks Road. 22-year-old Raquan Davis and Ismael Quintero, also 22, were both arrested and charged with first-degree burglary, among other charges. And in other news, Trumbull police were able to recover $8,500 in cash that an elderly resident had been scammed out of on June 1st. The resident had received a phone call from a male who identified himself as a police officer from the Boston Police Department, telling him his grandson was in jail after being arrested on drunk driving charges. While the caller told the resident to send $8,500 for bond money to an address in Boston, the resident did as requested and sent that cash via the U.S. Postal Service. Well, shortly afterward, the grandfather was able to make contact with the family member and found that his grandson was not incarcerated and that it had been a scam. Trumbull police were notified and contacted the Postal Service, and officials from the Postal Inspection Service in Boston were able to intercept the piece of mail, stopping the cash from being lost, and they were currently still investigating. Law enforcement agencies regularly receive reports of this activity, which has been dubbed the grandparent scam. But switching gears now, let's take a look at the forecast with Frank Granito. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. And we've got another warm one out today after temperatures skyrocketed over the weekend. We're looking at a high between 90 and 93 today, but with the humidity, that number is going to feel more like 97 or 98. There's an air quality alert in effect for parts of the tri-state area due to air stagnation from the past few days. Hopefully, though, today's light breeze will help clear things up. Clear skies overnight and still warm out, though, with muggy conditions, a low of 69 heading into Tuesday morning. Mostly sunny, warmer and humid out again tomorrow. An expected high of 89 degrees, but with humidity levels around 70%, that number could feel like 100. There is increasing cloud cover expected tomorrow afternoon and a chance of a shower or thunderstorm in parts of the county. Overcast on Tuesday night with cooler temperatures falling into the mid-60s, along with rolling thunderstorms before Wednesday. And not as warm out on Wednesday with temperatures in the mid to high 70s. Partly sunny earlier in the day before we see a mix of sun and clouds through the afternoon. Temperatures to continue falling overnight. They're going to go all the way down to the mid-50s with patches of clouds all the way through to Thursday morning. So a couple more days with this heat streak, Kate, but we should see temperatures cool off a little bit and we keep that spring feel going for a couple more weeks.
All right. Thanks so much, Frank. Well, we're going to step out for a break. When we come back, Donald Eng takes a look back on this date in history. Frank has your Nutmeg Sports Update, and there's more local news coming up after this.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside.
Sign-ups are now open for one of our most popular programs, the New England 80 Elite Lacrosse Division I and Division III Showcases. With D1 and D3 coaches in attendance, players will receive a 60-minute webinar with Director of Recruiting Hans Hansen, a custom NE80 penny, custom shorts, and a video of all games. Last year's event sold out quickly, so sign up now for the next show 2018. Like and follow us on Facebook.
When it comes to considering the outside of your home, just imagine the possibilities. Whether your dream is a stunning free-form pool or a tranquil, secluded garden, the team of professionals at Stonebridge Associates will make it a reality. We offer unparalleled landscape design and construction, masonry development, pools, spas, and water features, as well as landscape and garden maintenance. No other firm can offer the same level of creativity, quality, and personal attention. Discover the possibilities at stonebridgeassociates.net or call 203-544-8376 today.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Pizza to satisfy even the most demanding critics. Tuesday Pazza Pizza.
I'm Tracy Masella, a licensed clinical social worker at Silver Hill Hospital in New Canaan. Join me each month as we talk with experts on the front lines of the treatment of mental health and addiction. Straight Talk with Tracy, a Silver Hill Hospital production, airs at 12 p.m. on the second Thursday of each month here on the HAN network.
Welcome back to this June 12th edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to take a look back on this date in history with Donald Eng. Don.
Well, Kate, it's a speech that has grown in stature since it was delivered. First, though, we go all the way back to 1240. At the instigation of Louis IX of France, an interfaith debate known as the Disputation of Paris starts between a Christian monk who was actually a Jewish convert and 4 rabbis. Now, the issue is that the Talmud had been translated into French, and for the first time, French priests were able to read it, and shockingly, they found that the Hebrew text conflicted with the Christian New Testament, and they then burned the books in the street. This is essentially of the beginning of the anti-Semitic idea that Jews were not to be trusted in Europe, and it would play a huge role in the life of our next historical highlight. To 1942 we go. 13-year-old Anne Frank receives a diary on her 13th birthday. Now, arguably the most well-known Holocaust victim, Anne would chronicle her day-to-day life in hiding until the family was arrested in August of 1944. Her father, Otto, was the only member to survive the war, and he published the diary in 1947. Since then, it has been translated into 60 languages. The original unabridged version, by the way, is available online now since the copyright expired last year. Give it a read. To 1967. 50 years ago today, the Supreme Court rules in Loving v. Virginia that all U.S. states would prohibit interracial marriage. All those laws are unconstitutional. The aptly named Loving family, that is Mildred and Richard there, had married in Washington, D.C., then settled in Virginia. At the time, 16 southern states prohibited interracial marriage. The couple was arrested and charged with, quote, cohabitating as man and wife against the peace and dignity of the Commonwealth. Loving v. Virginia, by the way, established that the 14th Amendment guarantees the right of Americans to marry the person of their choice. Now we go to 1987, Berlin, for this.
General Secretary Gorbachev, if you seek peace, if you seek prosperity for the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, if you seek liberalization, come here to this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Yes, that, of course, was President Ronald Reagan publicly challenging Mikhail Gorbachev to tear down the Berlin Wall. Now, the wall, in fact, did come down 2 years later, but the truth is, discontent in East Germany had already been brewing for years. Gorbachev himself shrugged off the comments. Still, in the 30 years since then, the speech and the line have become legend. That's your look back in history for today, June 12th, and I'm Don Ling.
Thanks so much, Don. Well, in other local news, Connecticut Kid Governor Jessica Brockstrom launched a campaign in Milford last Thursday called Heat Kills to remind people not to leave their pets in cars during the hot summer months or during the kind of weather we're having right now. State Representative Pam Stanesky helped Jessica, who's a Milford fifth grader, organize the local effort, which is modeled after one that Stanesky's colleague, Fairfield State Rep Brenda Kupchik, started in Fairfield. Stanesky said Milford is the second city in the state to adopt the program. Check out this video from the announcement.
I feel very fortunate to be included with this esteemed group of local and state leaders to launch this Heat Kills program in Milford. I strongly support laws or initiatives that seek to end animal cruelty.
Stanesky said the House delegation from Milford partnered with Jessica to establish the program, which will see posters, bumper stickers, pamphlets, and similar items distributed to spread the word about keeping animals safe. A $400 donation from Tesla Motors also helped with expenses. You can get more at milfordmirror.com. Let's throw it back over to Frank Granito now for a Nutmeg Sports Update.
Thank you, Kate. And how about FCX schools going a perfect 5 for 5 in championship games they played in over the weekend. Unfortunately, Wilton, your lone loser, but they fell to the Darien girls team 13-10. Give the Warriors a lot of credit with a ferocious comeback down the stretch, but just not enough as the Blue Wave wins their 6th consecutive state championship in girls lacrosse. Ashley Humphrey had 3 goals and an assist. She and Emma Jacques led all players with 4 points. Jacques with 2 goals, 2 assists. Christine Fiore had a hat trick as well, and Carly Schudel had 5 saves in the win. Staying with lacrosse on the boys' side in Class L, Darien won their 4th consecutive state tournament. They also won their 54th consecutive game, 16-3. The Blue Wave rolling past Cheshire. Kevin Lindley had 7 goals to already add to his incredible senior season, along with his single season and career record tallies. Logan McGovern added 4 goals and had 2 assists. Ryan Cornell made 8 saves. In Class M, New Canaan won their 3rd straight state tournament. 9-6, the Rams were able to hold off against Daniel Hand. This game was tied at 6 with 6.5 minutes remaining before the Rams scored the game's final 3 goals from Braden, Mangus, and Jack Holzer. Ryan O'Connell had 3 goals and an assist. Magnus had 2 goals, and Drew Morris made 9 saves in his final game in a Rams uniform. In Class LL softball, Trumbull is your new state champion. First time since 2010 an FCX school has won a state championship. 4-3 the score. Ali Zabo going the distance, 7-inning pitch, surrendering 7 hits and 3 runs. She struck out 6. Taylor Brown went 2 for 3 with a home run, a double, and an RBI in the win. And finally, Amity's reign as Kings of Connecticut baseball is over. They were taken down by Staples 5-1. The Wreckers, your new state champions in Class LL. Chad Knight going 7 innings, surrendering 5 hits and 1 earned run. He struck out 5 batters. He also added a home run and 2 RBIs. In Ben Kasparius' final game in a Wreckers uniform, he went 3 for 4 with a double, a run, and an RBI. We are going to have plenty more on all of these games this afternoon at 2 o'clock on Nutmeg Sports. That'll do it for this Nutmeg Sports update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, in other news, Darien police are investigating the theft of an iPhone that went missing at Darien High School on June 1st. The victim told police she had last used her phone around 3:30 in the afternoon in the school's science wing. She later realized her phone was missing while she was sitting in the bleachers at a lacrosse game. Well, according to police, the victim was briefly able to track the iPhone through the Find My Friends app. The application showed the phone somewhere near the cul-de-sac of Mystic Lane, but follow-ups from police were fruitless, and that investigation is ongoing. And in other news, a black bear was spotted Sunday afternoon wandering along Bronca Court in Milford, according to police's Twitter account. The bear was the 3rd one spotted in the city since Friday, according to police. Now, officials with the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection last week shot and killed a bear in Simsbury after it scratched a woman on a trail near a town baseball field. That 41-year-old woman was hiking with her dog at the Town Forest Park when that encounter occurred. And while waiting for its mother, a curious fawn wandered into the yard of a Weston family recently. Take a look. The Zern family on Farrell Road in Weston said that fawn was very curious about the Zern's dog, Lambo, and the two briefly interacted, as you can see in this photo submitted to the Weston Forum. The fawn's mother came by later, and they were reunited, according to the family. Well, we are going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following today on your coffee break after this.
Part of banking well is doing good. That's why, with the support of local community partners, Bankwell has launched the Bankwell Pet Adoption Project to boost awareness about the hundreds of animals in local shelters that need a home. And when you donate to the cause using the Bankwell self-service coin machines, we'll match your donation. For details, visit mybankwell.com/pleaseadoptme. Bank smart, bank local, bank well.
Spring has sprung at Walter Stewart's Market, and we're celebrating the new season with fresh takes on spring. From the finest produce around to guaranteed fresh seafood delivered daily by the best local supplier. Not only are we your time-saving one-stop shop for everything you need this season, our personable team is always ready with a helping hand. Shop Stewart's for the best of spring. Find us at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
The new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the dock shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The dock shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the dock shop is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
Did you know heart attacks and strokes are the leading cause of death in America? Protect the health of you and your loved ones. Talk to a doctor about heart disease. Hi, I'm Dr. David Pazer with ProHealth Physicians, encouraging you to stay informed about health matters that affect you.
ProHealth Physicians is on the pulse of social media to share information about health and nutrition with the community. Get up-to-the-minute alerts, including ProHealth Physicians news and upcoming events. Connecticut's leading group of primary care doctors is just a click away.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
I can't believe it.
Well, Dad, you did it. You sold 160 cars. Ready to go back upstairs now?
I think it's time. I wonder how the boys are making out in their new office.
Not what I had in mind, Kyle. What, Dad?
Maybe we should retire. Right now, lease a 2017 Rogue S for only $139 a month. Isn't it time you got Millerized?
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to this Monday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski. Shelton police are investigating this morning the death of an infant. Monday morning around 2:30, Shelton police received a 911 call reporting that a 4-month-old infant was not breathing. Police and EMS immediately responded to the home on Division Avenue. The infant was brought to the hospital but was pronounced dead. Police say they're actively investigating this incident and haven't released what may be the cause of death. You can follow updates at sheltonherald.com. In Trumbull on Friday, the White Plains Road and Reservoir Avenue area was closed to traffic after a report of an explosive device on a school bus. Police said at about 3 in the afternoon, the department was contacted by the bus company, reporting a driver had indicated they needed assistance due to an incident on the bus with students on board. Well, police met the bus at the intersection of White Plains Road and Reservoir Avenue, and the driver told officers he believed there could be an explosive on board. Police evacuated the students and stopped traffic before a state police dog trained in explosives detection searched the bus but did not find any explosives or hazardous items. Police said they believe this was an isolated incident and that there was no danger. The investigation is ongoing. And the desperate search for a missing teen who was swept away in the Connecticut River in Haddam is now a recovery mission, according to police. WTNH reports that search parties were out there late Sunday night searching for the teenager. The 17-year-old is still missing after authorities say he tried to save his 19-year-old sister. Now on Sunday, multiple agencies converged at Haddam Meadows State Park. Just after 5 p.m., authorities say they got the call about the missing swimmer. Police say the teen's older sister was having trouble getting to shore, and that's when he went to help and was swept away. His sister was saved by a nearby boat. And a potentially dangerous situation was quickly remedied Sunday evening when Good Samaritans spotted an overturned boat in Milford's Woodmont section. Hearst Connecticut media reports that a small vessel overturned near Beach Avenue around 7 p.m. Sunday, and a bystander who saw passengers on board called 911. As fire and marine units responded, a passing boat saw the overturned vessel and pulled its 2 passengers on board. By the time emergency crews arrived, the passengers were safe and the overturned boat had been righted. There were no injuries reported and no one was taken to the hospital for any treatment. And a road rage investigation by state police led to the recovery of a firearm stolen from New Hampshire. On Sunday around 8 p.m., troopers on I-84 in Southbury were investigating a motor vehicle crash when they were notified of a road rage incident nearby. It was reported that a woman pointed a handgun at another motorist while they were in the heavy traffic that was backed up from that accident. Well, troopers at the crash scene were given the description of the vehicle and were able to stop it as it approached the area. Upon stopping that vehicle, the driver, 20-year-old Francesca Texador of Waterbury, was found to have a firearm that had been reported stolen out of New Hampshire in the car. She was charged with criminal use of a firearm, possession of a stolen firearm, as well as first-degree threatening, among several other charges. But switching gears now, let's throw it over to Frank Granito for one final look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you again, Kate. As we're going to see warm temperatures out up into the 90s. We could feel closer to 100 with humidity. There is an air quality alert in effect for this afternoon due to air stagnation from the past couple of days. Hopefully a light breeze out there today will clear that up. We're going to see clear skies overnight as well. Still pretty warm and muggy out. Temperatures right around 69. Tomorrow looks to be mostly sunny, warmer and humid again, at least for the first half of the day. A high of 89 degrees, feeling again closer to 100 with temperatures, with humidity right around 70%. Increasing cloud cover in the afternoon, a chance for a passing shower or thunderstorm. We are going to see some thunderstorms rolling through Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. Should be a little cooler on Wednesday though, temperatures down in the mid 70s. A light breeze. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds later in the day and increasing cloud cover overnight with a low right around the 50 as it will cool down towards the end of this week. That'll do it for the weather. Let's go back to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, we're going to wrap things up here on your coffee break, but coming up at 2 o'clock, Nutmeg Sports live on the HAN Network, and we'll see you tomorrow for your coffee break at 11. Have a great day.